there were grants for content, but there weren't, we didn't, a lot of us started as just being passionate about serving our community. We didn't know how to be businesses.
Yeah, that's what's
That's
up.
and so what I ended up doing was I didn't even know the word at the time. I didn't know it was called private public partnership, but that's what I ended up creating. So I
Yeah.
was just, hey, there are all of these government agencies and nonprofits and private businesses that want to use us to reach out to our communities. So
Okay.
what if we were to create a capacity building program, like a learning program where those different organizations would give us their knowledge,
Hmm.
and in exchange they would get to be connected with us. So I'm going to give you an example.
Yeah.
The Seattle Public Library, they have all of these free databases on how to do market research,
Wow.
right? There was a PR company that of course wanted to get connected to us, and so that we said, hey, well, can you help us distinguish how this Chinese newspaper is different from that Chinese newspaper? How can you help us teach us that? Comcast, they helped us with how do we even start to sell internet advertising? And
Huh.
so all of those different organizations had something to give, some knowledge to give. And so what we said was, let's create a win-win situation.
Uh-oh.
And you give
Covey
something
again.
and
There he
we give
is.
something.
Stephen
And how do we
Covey.
come
Win-win.
together,
Hmm.
and how do we make 1 + 1 = 3? That's
Hmm.
what I'm constantly thinking about. How do we do more with less?
Hmm. All right, so that happens, and are you just going right into the working world, or do you still, because I know you mentioned you were an educator as well, you spent some time doing that. When did this transition hit you, sort of the epiphany hit you to where, there's something curious. I think you had mentioned something about you got on a Zoom and someone said you weren't working well or something like that. So I'll let you kind of fill in the blanks when it comes to
Yeah, yeah,
that, and then the TED Talk and how you're
yeah,
able to do that.
yeah.